Sekar from MDP 2019, and we would like to share about a very interesting book we titled Agile Retrospective, Making Great Good Teams, authored by Esther Darby and Diana Larsen.
A glimpse about the author of this book, Esther Darby and Diana Larsen, are programmers, team leader, and consultant which have involved and got a lot of experiences in software development project. They are partners with leader of software development project to improve performance and productivity, support and sustain change, and build collaborative workplace.
Suppose you are a member of the team. You're doing a good work, but not great work. You're starting to see signs of interpersonal friction on the team, and some people you would like to retain on the team are dusting off their resume. You know, you need to adapt your practice and ease the interpersonal tension before things get worse. You may have to introduce retrospectives to your team. Maybe you are team lead and you've heard about retrospective but have never tried one. You've heard retrospective can help teams perform better, but you're not sure where to start. Maybe you've been holding retrospective for months and your team isn't coming up with any new ideas. You need a way to revitalize your retrospective so the team doesn't lose gain they've made. Whatever the reason you've picked up from this video, we assume you think retrospective might help your team. Whether you coach, a team member, or a project manager, and whether you're expected to lead retrospective after every iteration or are initiating retrospective for the first time. You will find ideas and techniques for sure that you can apply it to your situation. First of all, when we say retrospective, here's what we have in mind. A special meeting where the teams gathers after completing an increment of work or iteration to inspect and adapt their methods and teamwork. Retrospective enable whole team learning, act as catalyst for change, and generate action. Also focus not only on the development process for the next iteration, but on the team and team business.
How to do a retrospective for your team? There are 5 steps of initiating a retrospective. First step, set the stage. Setting the stage helps people focus on work at hand and creating an atmosphere where people feel comfortable discussing the issues. Start with a simple welcome and appreciation for people, and then restate the purpose of the retrospective and the goals for the session. But don't forget to remind people of how long you met. Second step is gathering the data. Gathering data is very important as the part of retrospective, as it will help to create a shared picture of what happened. Gathering data here means gathering information or any kind data that can give us input to do the retrospective. Why we need to gather the data? Because every team member has a different perspective of an event. The objective of gathering data is to reach a shared picture, mutual agreement, or understanding of what have happened. Some techniques can be used for gathering data such as timeline, a histogram, a color-coded dots, or any particular technique that we can use to do the retrospective. A visual depiction of data and events make it easier for people to see patterns and make any connection. For the third step is generate insight. After we done gathering the data, we need to step back and look everything that we have found. Do we see any patterns? Do we see any similarities? Or instead, do we find so many differences? And this part of the retrospective is about asking why. What worked well, what didn't work well, or what any improvement that we want to make from this found and from this insight. The activities of this step consider additional possibilities. Look at the cause and the effects, and think about them analytically. It's also time for the whole team to think together, and this is what we call a brainstorming. Other methods that we can use to generate insight are about 5 whys, fishbone diagram, or the learning matrix. This insight helps the team see how to work more efficiently, which is the ultimate goal of this retrospective. Time spent generating insight helps ensure that when the team plans of an improvement, it is one that will make a positive differences.
Fourth step, decide what to do. At this point, the team has a list of potential experiment and improvement. Now, it is the time to pick the top items and plan what to do. Sometimes, teams come up with a long list of candidate improvements, but too many initiatives can overwhelm your ability to change. Pick up 1 or 2 experiments for the next iteration. Help your team choose items that they can commit to and that will have a positive effect. Last step, close the retrospective. Don't let people dribble away. Decide how to document the experience and plan for follow-up. Help your team decide how they will retain what they have learned from the retrospective. The learning belongs to the team and the team members, not the coach, not the team lead, and not you as the retrospective leader. The team needs to own them. Close the retrospective with an appreciation for the hard work everyone did, both during the iteration and during the retrospective.
As a retrospective leader, you don't need to be a professional facilitator. What you should do is only managing the process, such as 1. Managing activities. Every retrospective design includes activities such as creating working agreement, building a timeline, brainstorming, and prioritizing to help the team think together. 2. Managing group dynamics. It means managing participation, like making sure people who have something to say have the chance and making sure people who have a lot to say don't dominate. 3. Managing time. When you're leading a retrospective, you should respond to the needs of the group, and you need to pay attention to time and stay within the time block all at once. 4. Managing you. In addition to managing activities, group dynamics, and time, you need to be manage you. The key to managing group dynamics is not technique, but in understanding and managing your own emotional state and responses. When emoticons are high, your team needs someone, the retrospective leader, to fix the situation. 5. Taking your skill to the next level. If you enjoy helping group think together, increase skills and facilitator and augment your toolbox. Consider deepening your skills in working with activities, helping group reach decision, understanding and managing group dynamics, increasing self-awareness, creating and using flip charts.
Finally, after doing the retrospective, your team will gain this benefit. First one, improve productivity because it will find error earlier. Second one, improve capability by devising a solution to long-standing problems. Third one, improve quality by increased customer involvement during subsequent iteration and reduce misunderstanding and rework on features. The fourth one, improve capacity. A team know how to prioritize features and focusing to deliver high-value features. So, the last but not least, when will you start your own?